Holy Land by Christopher Columbus. He gave this, Columbus gave this land the name Land of Grace and Holy Land, because his dream was to use America to save Jerusalem. His dream of Christopher Columbus was to rescue the Holy Sepulchre. But San Joaquin has never been substituted by any other town. There's nothing but Christian Israelites living here, so-called Spanish and Mexicans and Chicanos and Latinos, but we are Christian Israelites by blood, not by religion.
All right, I know today you describe yourself. Your analysis is predicated upon an interpretation of the historic Spanish land grants. What I've always wanted to ask you, what is your response to those who argue that the King of Spain had no right to grant lands to Spanish settlers, lands which were not his in the first place, but were his only by conquest?
Well, nations abide by international law.
On June 5, 1967, Reyes Tijerina and his corresponding organization, the Alazancias of Merced, would flood the Rio Arriba County Courthouse with the goal in mind to retrieve arrested members of the Alazancias and to arrest the court attorney Alfonso Sanchez, who, according to my research, was involved in the prohibition of Tijerina's events to organize towards the Mexican-American land grants. This event would ultimately bring attention to the Hispanic Mexican-American land grant struggle Tijerina was taking and promoting.
Texas, New Mexico, and California. Our roots, the pillars of our culture are here, the towns. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which gave United States sovereignty over this area, guarantees the protection, recognition of our property. Our property has never, as towns, have never been recognized. Only Indian towns have been recognized in New Mexico, but not one single Spanish-built town or Mexican-built town has been recognized. As long as the towns are not recognized, we don't feel that we have been recognized as citizens. We have the titles, perfect titles, to satisfy any law.
Now would help me understand some underlying ideologies and cultural sentiments that came across in Mexican-American culture. Now, in Colorado, the birthplace of the Chicano Youth Liberation Conference, Aztlán would be an emerging ideology or place sentiment from Alberto Alurista. A poem that he shared would eventually sprout a whole mythical ideology. And 3 years prior, the organizer of this event, Corky, would have personally caravaned out to New Mexico to support the Alazancias and the Tijerina struggle while Tijerina was in jail. Tijerina's struggle for land was understood behind his ideology that the land was given by prophetic access, because he believed that the descendants